Today is a special day, as finally this one has arrived. Based on the logo, can you imagine what it's going to be like? See, it's cranks from stages because my next phase cranks got broken and now I don't have what to put into my hardtail. I decided to put XT cranks to the hardtail, see how XTRs looks like. So in this video I will unbox it and install it and try it and everything which you can imagine. A serial number, which you probably don't need to know, and the spacer, which was also in XT version, but in this one it's only single spacer. So I assume that with XTRs it's going to be a bit different thing. The left crank, drive side crank. From the first sight I can already see that those third generation power meters of stages are exactly the same as I have on XT version, and the cranks itself definitely a bit different. I haven't used XTR's cranks on my bikes yet. There's different mechanism to tighten. Yeah, it's definitely about the XTRs in general. There's yet another thing that we don't have those two bolts from a side, which are on most of the Shimano cranks. The fitting will be a bit different. Last thing we can do is to remove those stickers. Hopefully I'm not going to scratch it during the installation process. So that's how it looks like. We can actually check how much do they weigh. So the non-drive side is 216 grams, drive side is 361. Of course, it's without the pedals, and actually the spacer will be needed as well, I guess. Spacer is like 5 grams. With this last upgrade, the bike will be a full XTR. Actually, I just noticed that XTR's chainring of 32 is even more lightweight. You can see the holes here and there are even there inside, so it's super lightweight chainring, I guess. Let's just figure it out, the weight of it. One way or another, I'm going to add an oval to this. We're not going to have casual round chainring. I guess even this part looks like titanium, so it's different from XT cranks. It seems that they put some sort of red lock around the chainring itself. Interesting. By this improvement, so it weighs 72 grams, and I'm going to install Garberg's one. Used one already, 59. Surprise, surprise, so the Garberg's is going to be even lighter. Normally I use absolute blacks, but for 32 I don't have absolute black and I have Garberg. I tested it, it's kind of okay, it has bigger tips, and I might create some video covering the differences at some point. Yeah, it's not a good idea to do this while sitting. The best way to torque the direct mount on Shimano, and actually any other cranks as well which has direct mount, depending on your size of a palm, you just put it in the angle where you can hold the crank and the wrench, and then you tighten it as intensely and as hard as possible. I'm not doing these with torque wrench because I don't have that strong one. So about the XTR cranks, they are different from XT because they have this type of preload mechanism. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it seems like here is a preload ring, and if you unscrew it, it just pushes and holds in place. And in order to tighten the non-drive side crank, you have 8mm Allen key. So it will work something like this, and then the Allen key tightens it down. We'll see. Before installing, I think that we will also need a spacer on drive side, which was included. 2.5mm, I guess. and it's important to place it right way. So you can see that there is a seal here around, basically opposite side than this metal one with holes, and you put it on top of that in order to hold together the direct mount nut. Alright, so without further ado, we will firstly install the drive side. So for cranks where they are spinning, I use PT's speed grease, and for just casual assembly, it's this one. The reason why I don't use casual assembly grease on the cranks is because I tend to change chain rings based on their races, and they tend to get really dirty if I use casual assembly grease. This speed grease is less thick because I'm cleaning all those things quite often. It just makes more sense to apply the grease which is less thick. Basically just simplifies my life when I'm removing it. Yeah, so the spacer is already installed, and it will be also a good idea to grease the inside of the bearing. About the non-drive side crank, so you preload ring up to the end, so basically turn it clockwise until it stops, and then you install that. Don't forget to grease it. Inside will be greased from this spindle. We will use 8mm to tighten this. Clockwise direction. Holy moly. Very important thing, you should align your cranks. So now it's pointing in the right direction. So once we did that, there is preload ring. Make sure that do not over tighten it. So as soon as it starts to create the pressure, you should turn it a bit backwards. The cranks doesn't move, it all works as expected. Does they spin very long? Well, maybe. That's how it looks with XTR cranks on the bike. Now what I'm going to show you as well is how to remove that cover. So you just turn it. Battery goes upwards, there is a seal around, and you just put it into. From initial impression, it looked like by pulling you could remove it without removing the cover, but apparently it's not the case, and the cover has to be removed in order to remove that thing. So we use this Panasonic tablet. So the last remaining thing is to install the pedals, connect the power meters to the Garmin. Also, I'm going to change the tires to 2.4s. We will see how it goes. Bike weight is a sensitive topic, so sensitive that once I announced a poll in the post on YouTube, it got more than 100 votes, so it's something.